Did anybody else's parents used to wake them up with that song that was like, good morning, the little bird said? Anybody? Anybody at all? Just me? Okay, cool. Whatcha? Good morning. I'm fresh out of bed. I just woke up. I woke up like this. And it's time for the start of a new reading vlog. Love a good vlog. Love a good read. Today's video is sponsored by HMH. And it's also sponsored by a cute doggoness. Yep, you. He's like, shut up. You're being so loud. I'm trying to sleep back here. I felt like doing a reading vlog and that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna document all of today and all of its reading glory. I have yet to complete my basic boy morning routine, which consists of drinking coffee and reading, but that's because I've been waiting to unbox the book. It's unboxing time. Come on, grab your friends. We're going to unbox the book with Jesse and Oakley on a bed. The fun will never end. It's unboxing time. I hope that you enjoyed that musical production that I just put on. It's the first and last time that I will perform that, so you just got a treat. Treatle deedle, got a knife, and it's time to unbox the book. Safely though, because safety first. You push the knife away from you. The book that we'll be reading today is, drumroll please, or rather cardboard box drumroll. This book right here, which is Winterbourne Home for Vengeance and Valor by Ali Carter. I did already know that this was going to be in the box, but I love a good unboxing. Who doesn't love unboxing things? Nothing will ever come close to that feeling of opening a box and finding a book inside. That euphoria hits differently. So, what is Winterbourne Home for Vengeance and Valor all about? Well, let me tell you, because I know what it's about. I think I know what it's about. I've read the description, so I should be able to fill you in a little bit, but obviously I myself have not read the book yet, so I could be off here. The book follows our main character April, who I'm assuming is this one right here because she's kind of like in the front a little bit. If this were a pop group, she'd be the lead vocalist. It seems that April often finds herself in trouble, and she finds herself in trouble in this book when she lights a building on fire. She took get lit literally. She ends up moving into a place called Winterbourne Home, which is a home for orphans like April. April believes that her mother will come back to her, and she is holding on to that promise. And she believes that there might be hints inside the Winterbourne home that will lead her to finding her mother again. So she sets out on a journey to kind of uncover those clues in hopes that it will lead her to her mom. In looking for those clues though, she finds herself in a completely different mystery. She ends up making a new group of friends at the Winterbourne home, and together they do everything that they can to figure out the mystery. They join forces and try to uncover all that there is to the mystery. This bed is squeaky. I've read a few books by Ali Carter recently that I've really enjoyed. That being All Fall Down and See How They Run. I really enjoyed these two. They're a part of the Embassy Row trilogy. I need to read the last book and complete the trilogy, so I'm definitely looking forward to this. If the mystery is anything like this, then it's gonna be a wild ride, and I can't wait for it. Buckle up, let's go! I've been thinking about the fact recently that I need to read more middle grade so I can up my middle grade game. That way when people come to me asking for middle grade recommendations, I can be like, witching, who got you? I got you. Not Pikachu, I got you. I love middle grade books. Sometimes it's nice to just like take a break from like YA and adult books and just enjoy a good old middle grade. Reasons to stand middle grade fiction. It's almost always adventurous. Most of them have a focus on friendship. We love that. A lot of times there's no romance in sight, which I'm all about that. They're often lighthearted but still have a bit of a punch. And overall, they're often just a nice little breather from other books. That's why we stand middle grade up in here. We stand! So today I'm gonna be reading Winterbourne Home for Vengeance and Valor. I've got some bookish things that I want to do today, and I've got some bookish challenges for myself. All right, I need coffee, I need to read, I need to shower, and get on with my day. So let's go. Some coffee, I had a book. Wait, I had some coffee, I read a book, and now I feel human. But do I feel human? Because I'm not talking like a human. Anyway, I read to chapter, what chapter did I read to? Chapter 7. My thoughts so far, I really like our main character April, though I do feel really bad for her. She's kind of just been in really troubling situations, and it's not that she's a troublemaker, but it seems that trouble kind of follows her wherever she goes. There's so much more to the Winterbourne home than I expected going into it, and I'm really liking learning more about it, and I'm interested to get deeper into it and learn more about it, because I feel like there's so much more going on behind the scenes that we don't even know yet. Like, I'm only at chapter 7 and I'm already like, I need to know more. I think I already have a sense as to what the mystery just might end up being. I need to keep reading to kind of confirm my suspicions. I mean, I could be off and I don't really know how April is going to get involved in everything, but I have a hunch and I'm interested to see if that hunch ends up being what I think it is. Now I wanted to share with you 5 books that I am planning to get to this summer, kind of a bit of a summer TBR, except I don't want to call it a TBR because you know what happens when I call it a TBR. I never read any of the books, so we're not calling it that, even though that's technically what it is. I have a bit of a bookshelf on my bed frame and I really wanted to like pick out some books to display there to like remind myself to read them. I picked out 5 books from my bookshelf and I'm going to share them with you right now. First one I picked up is Parachutes, which is actually a book that I picked up because it sounded like Love Boat Taipei to me, which is a book that I read at the beginning of the year and I loved, so I'm hoping that it's somewhat similar. Basically, the concept of the book is that we have these kids that are called parachutes. Their parents have had them leave their home country in order to study in America, and we follow them as they figure out how to kind of adjust to all of that. I personally really love reading contemporary stories in the summertime. I don't know what it is, but I'm all about that contemporary in the summertime, so hopefully this will feed my contemporary craving. Next, I want to read Opposite of Always, a book that I've been meaning to read for like a year now. It's been a while. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. Basically, this book is about this guy who ends up falling for this girl and then she dies. Big yikes. But with her death, he is sent back to the first time that they met, and he's given the chance to mess with time. But with that comes some complications. This one has kind of that contemporary meets magic, and I'm all about that. Can I get a yeet, 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 yeet? Next up, I have A Hero Born. Basically, this is a Chinese historical fiction meets fantasy. Sign me the heck up, which I know that I just said that I crave contemporary during the summertime, and this is a bit of a fantasy book, but shh, it's okay. When I first heard about the book, I ran to pick it up and buy it, so it's happening. I gotta read it ASAP. Next, I have here Slay. This book has a focus on video games. I just read a book at the beginning of the year that I loved that had a focus on video games, and that was Don't Read the Comments. So again, hoping that this has vibes that are similar to Don't Read the Comments, and they kind of actually sound a little bit similar. Like, they have similar elements. They're not like super similar, but basically we follow our main character named Kira, who is a video game developer, and she's created this game called Slay that's become wildly popular on the internet. But things end up going south when a player from the game ends up getting murdered in real life due to something that happened in the game Slay. And now the game is being labeled as something that it's not. The thing is, Kira has always kept her identity a secret, and now her game is under fire, and she must do everything she can to maintain that secret while also trying to figure out a way to clean up the mess that is now surrounding this online virtual world that she has created. It sounds amazing and I can't wait to read it. I feel like it's gonna slay, for lack of a better pun. Slay. I am the worst. Lastly, this summer I want to read Take the Key and Lock Her Up by Ali Carter. Again, like I said earlier, I read the first 2 books in the Embassy Road trilogy pretty recently, and so I'm just hoping to finish off the trilogy. I've been doing a decent job at defeating my series curse this year, so hopefully I can keep it up by reading this book and finishing up the trilogy. Wish me luck. Okay, time for more reading. Update time! Are these glasses a little too trippy? Should I take them off? Maybe I'll take them off. Maybe I'll just rest them up there. You can rest up there. Take a nice little nap. I had myself some lunch. I had watermelon as my dessert. The fruit of summer. I love watermelon. I read outside for like a minute, then got hot. So I read outside for a literal hot minute and then put out the heat by coming inside to the air conditioning. Oh, scratch that. It is way too hot out here. I'm dying. Anyway, I just went on a boba run because I needed a boba book break, which reminds me that I need to film another boba book break episode soon. If you have any topic ideas, leave them in the comments. I honestly got boba because my basic boy tingly senses were like, you're not being basic enough. So here we are. Is this basic enough for you? Apparently I've decided to over caffeinate today. Reading update. I've read to chapter 14. Apparently I'm updating every 7 chapters now. We'll see if I keep that up. Probably not. I'm really hoping that our main character April ends up showing signs of growth by the end of this book, because right now I feel like she's having a really hard time empathizing with people. She's often like seeing somebody who has had a rough time and she's like, well, I've had a rough time in life, so what if they're having a rough time in life? I think the fact that she has gone through a lot is kind of clouding her vision to be able to empathize with other people, and I could see that being a thing about her that grows. Like, she kind of grows out of that phase that she's going through currently, which I really hope is what happens. I feel like it is going to be a thing that happens. The setting of the book has been really interesting because there's so much history to it. There's a missing heir named Gabriel Winterbourne, which is the mystery mystery element that April and her crew are trying to get to the bottom of. And it's so weird how many people are coming to the Winterbourne home and being like, I am connected to Gabriel Winterbourne. For example, there was a girl that came to the home and she was like, I'm engaged to Gabriel Winterbourne, give me all of his money, give me his estate. And the people at the home are like, sure, Jan, you think you're the first one that's come with this kind of story? As if. I obviously can't say all that there is to say about the mystery currently, because spoilers, but I'm really liking the way in which April has found herself connected to it all, even though it is very frustrating because April knows quite a bit right now and nobody is listening to her. Nobody. And I feel like that's actually a theme that Ali Carter has in a lot of her books. One of the Embassy Row books had a focus on the main character knowing all these things and then nobody listening to her, and that same thing is happening here. And it's frustrating because as the reader, I know what she knows, and a part of me wants to scream at the book and be like, listen to her, she's in the know, you dum-dums. But alas, I'm trying to suppress my feels. I got my boba, I got my book, name a more iconic duo. I'ma go read now. Update time! I read, played some Animal Crossing, went to the freaking park, and there was nobody there. I was so thankful. I brought my mask just in case. But thankfully nobody was there. Honestly, it was kind of creepy that nobody was there. I was kind of like, am I not supposed to be here? What's going on? But I probably wouldn't have even stopped at the park had I seen any cars there because I ain't about to get that virus. No thank you. It's still alive and thriving, my friends. Also, pro tip to all readers ever, wear headphones when you're out reading. That way people won't come up to you and talk to you. I wore my headphones even though I wasn't listening to anything. That way if anybody did show up, they would stay away, far away. Don't come talk to me while I'm reading, okay? I think I went to the park at the perfect time because it kind of got a little breezy. I got to chapter 26. I kind of broke my 7-chapter update streak. Mabby, I'm having a hard time knowing who April should trust in this book because there's a lot of fishy people, and not so much in her friend group because her friend group is solid, but every adult figure I'm just like, you're fishy. Why don't you just go take a fish break? I am glad though because April is thriving in the friendship department because there for a while I was like, oh no, she's gonna be lonely because she's hard to get along with. Not necessarily hard to get along with, but she's more so guarded. She doesn't let people in easily, and she spent a majority of her life thinking that she can only rely on herself. The mystery element has been completely amped up. It's like she took a dial and was just like, amped it up. I don't really know what's gonna go down or what's gonna get revealed, but I'm psyched to find out. Now I wanted to do a challenge, a bookish challenge, so it's bookish challenge time. I put some challenges in this mug right here, and we're gonna pick one out. I chose you, Pikachu. You better be a good one, Pikachu. Draw the cover blindfolded in 1 minute. I can't even draw with my eyes open. I've done this challenge many a time in the past with my friends, and the thing that I've realized is that I'm not good at it. But I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna give it my all. Am I gonna give it my all? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it my best effort. There we go. I don't even know this cover that well. Like, I need to sit here and memorize it. Okay, we've got Winterbourne home, person in the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the front. Okay, let's try. Okay, I'm gonna give myself 1 minute and 10 seconds. That way I can like set the timer, put the blindfold down, find the paper, and then start. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay. It's gonna be fine. I got this. I can't even get the cap on. Okay, so there's a human here. Oh no, oh no. These are just, this is just gonna be great. Already a minute? How is that already a minute? That went by way too fast. I don't like how fast that went. Oh God. I mean, it's amazing. I have created a masterpiece that should be seen by all. Here is my masterpiece. Spot the difference. You can't, because they're one and the same, truly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I missed a human. You know what? It's fine. Everything's fine. Honestly, think that they should rebrand this book with this new cover. I'm just saying. Hey. All right, well that was a disaster, as I knew it would be, but you know, it's okay. I finished the book. Did I have another coffee while I finished it off? Yes. Am I regretting it? Most certainly. Will I sleep sleep tonight? Nope. Okay, my final thoughts on Winterbourne, Home for Vengeance and Valor. Overall, it was just a fun middle grade book, and it was just what I needed. Something that I love and appreciate about middle grade is that I can read it in one day, and it makes me feel like the fastest reader ever. Am I the fastest reader ever? No, not by a long shot. But let me have my moment. In this moment, I am the fastest reader ever. It was light and fun, but it definitely had its more serious moments. Something that I really have grown to appreciate about Ellie Carter's books are her endings, her finales. Like, she does the dang thing. Like, I, being an amateur writer over here, I need to go and read all of her books and study her endings. Study how she closes her books, because man, oh man, she gets it every time. She hits it out the park. There were moments in reading this that you kind of have to suspend your disbelief and just ride the ride and just take it for what it is. I'm all about books that have an unlikely friendship, and there is an unlikely friendship at the forefront of this book, and that was definitely something that just kind of won me over. I was just like, yep, I'm gonna like this book because of that element right there. Ding ding. If you have any book recs for me that have that element in them, leave them in the comments. And while this book does have a nice closure to it and it ties up everything pretty nicely, there are still some open ends, some things that you kind of leave the book being curious about. So if there is a second book, which I believe there will be, I'm gonna be reading it because there are some things that I definitely want to know about. I can't say what those things are because spoilers, but there are some things that I need to know about. HMH was nice enough to hook me up with an interview with Allie Carter, which I will leave a link to that interview down below in the description. It's actually going to be over on my second channel, youtube.com/morereader, so go and check that out. But I'm also going to include a clip, a little snippet of that interview right here. If you were to title your life in the form of the book Winterbourne, Home for Vengeance and Valor, what would that title be?
Probably Allie's Home for Deadline and Chocolates. I spend a lot of my time thinking about how I'm going to write the next book, and a lot of my energy stress eating chocolate to get me through that process.
I hope you all are doing well and that you're taking care of yourselves. If you liked this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye-oh!